Welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia.
And let me say good evening to all of you, no matter where you're watching from. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And today is the 19th of August 2025. And so we want to say a happy Tuesday to each and every one of you. Let me welcome my colleague Paul the Lord Chirope. Paul, today is the second day of the week, or the third day of the week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Today is the second day. It's the third because it starts
Yeah,
on Sunday.
because we start counting from Sunday, right?
Yeah, it starts on Sunday. Yeah, so
Good.
today is Tuesday. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, my dear brother, how are you?
Well, we're hanging in there, weather-wise, and that's the most important thing we the Scandinavians talk about all the time because we don't have good weather. So when the sun smiles on
Mm.
us, we're so happy. I mean, it's been a very good week. Um, 2 weeks ago it was that it was we. I mean, I personally gave up. I thought the summer was over, but then the summer came again. I mean, surprisingly, it's a bit different this year because the summer was so early in May, and then we came in June. 2 weeks in June were good. The other two were up and down, and then we entered July. Yeah, 3 weeks in July was good. The other week was a little bit bad. And now August came, so we said, personally, I gave up because the beginning of August was very bad. But now we've been having sun, and today, in fact, as I speak to you, it is 13 degrees. But today was the past 2 days being the 20s, so double digits. So we have all good to be thankful for, and like you always say, to be thankful because we are among the living.
Absolutely, that's the thing because the thing is, I think in my mind and what I strongly believe, if you're living, you can communicate, you can do everything. So, but when you die, after a few hours your body decompose, so you're nothing. So I believe being on earth is being in paradise, and being among the living is also in paradise. Is That's my belief because no one have died and came back to say, oh, this is what good. So it's all based on people imagination that is right. So my belief is we are in paradise. So it's good to be among the living. So when you wake up in the morning, you say to the Almighty God, the power of the universe, that thank you for being among the living today. Because I mean, you can travel the world, you can explore the world, and that's what the Bible says. God made man in his own image. So you have this power that you can do a lot. So that's why it's good when you live in, you make the maximum use of it. So yes, it's good to be in paradise, my brother. And to our viewers that joining us, this is the bottom line discussion. Welcome to the bottom line. We want to say, well, because of some technical problem, we've been away for a week now, but everything has been resolved. We are back to the full swing. So, therefore, it's good to see you, my brother.
Thank you so much, Paul. And I think we share a lot of we share a lot in common, especially when it comes to the belief, because we've been waiting forever. Our great from generation from the day the world was created, we've been waiting for it. One heaven, it can't come, we can't die. Everybody, some people come and say, "Oh, the world is coming to end," and then we also the wacky too. Everybody thought the world was going to end in the year 2000 because that's what was
Yep.
predicted by some people. And the year 2000 came. I remember that 1999 New Year Eve. We sat down on the television until when the clock hit 12 o'clock. Nobody died. In fact, the internet was still working. So, but there will always be this kind of prediction that this is going to happen. I think August 2nd, or a few days ago, one pastor somewhere said the war going to end.
It's a pastor in Kenya. He said the war going to end. I don't know where he got his belief. You know what? Something funny. The African pastor are quite interesting. I remember years back in Liberia, something happened, and then we were kids at that time. I don't know if you can remember this. They said some Gina were coming out. Everybody, all the little children have to put key on their neck. I
That's
mean, this kind of myth that people have in Africa sometimes. I mean, everybody had to carry key for over a month. That this Gina was just going to skip all the kids if they don't put key on their neck. So this is so the pastor took advantage. Said, well, sending people so believe in Africa, yeah, the war gonna. So when the August 20, what happened? We stay in paradise. The world did not collapse. So, yeah, to our viewers, share the show tonight. Will be firing. I'm telling you, will be firing tonight. So share the show. Thanks for being with us tonight. If you just do a thumbs up to know where you're viewing from, so we can recognize you tonight, it will be absolutely firing. This is the bottom line discussion. The Lord Cholope is in the house with my good friend it would look square the in Studio B and he in what? Norway. Link for fire. What's on the menu today?
Well, today we're going to be looking at President Boaka's trip to Japan, and also what can come from there, what could come from there, or what will come from there. Even though it's not a trip to say they want to solicit, but it's a trade conference. So we also expect that there will be good news from them when it comes to trade between the
Hmm.
two countries. And you know, the Japanese are not strange to Liberia, though. There are a lot of projects the Japanese have been undertaking in Liberia. We'll talk about that later on. But
Mm-hmm.
we'll also be looking at the president's agenda for 20 for the entire 6 years term that he has, what what's happening, whether things are on course. And the University of Liberia, I think you got
Yep.
something on that, right?
Yep.
Yes, the
Yep.
University of Liberia, they I don't know how they call it now, but it used to be placement and entrance exam. Okay.
That entrance exam.
Yeah, the placement and entrance exam. I remember I took it one time. I failed. I admit. Okay, I was graduating from high school. That was 1982. Okay, in here we were doing 16 subjects. We had to take exam that same week, school exam. Then we had to take government exam that same week. Then the school exam was on I think Wednesday. The government exam was on Monday. The school exam was on Wednesday, and then early exam was on Friday. I had three major exams to take the same week. So I said, well, I decided not to study because I'll be fooling myself. Early exam, you can't study for it. You got to read. In fact, you got to think. Then I get government exam. Then I get school exam. So I didn't open book until at least I passed the government exam. I passed my school exam. Early entrance, I failed one. I failed the math. So I passed the English. Then I had to do remedial. The same John Brandon was teaching me math. I still remember the same John Brandon. But uh, uh, the University of Liberia, I think they said they are the 28%, 28 point something percent of the students passed the exam, and that was something like people were celebrating, and for all good reasons, people had to celebrate because at least the number increased a little bit. Unlike some years back, I think almost all the students failed. So yeah, there's always something that we can celebrate. So I think those are a few of the and Paul has something about the international community. I think it's about the war in Ukraine. Would display the map of Ukraine, and you see things that are happening there. Certain areas of the country have been occupied almost by Russia. So whether Zelensky can let it go or he will fight to get it back, that's what we'll be looking at tonight. You are muted, Paul.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's we'll be looking at what on the international scene. And also, I mean, to start off, I think Trump deserves a Nobel Peace Prize. Why am I saying this? It's something that we need to look at. Why should Trump, a Obama king, a Obama who killed Gaddafi got it, a Eddie Johnson Sirleaf that brought war to Liberia received the Nobel Peace Prize, and this guy He's trying to end the Ukraine and Russia war. I think Trump should get it. And I'll be honest here. And people are going to ask you, say, why Trump should get it. If he end that war and also stop the killing in Gaza, Trump should get it.
No, I'll also say Trump should not get it. The reason is, I think let's just go into the discussion right away.
Yeah,
Or I think we'll play small music while we share the show. We'll come up, let's argue a little bit on this one. Your position is that Trump should get it, right? And I am saying
yeah,
Trump should not get it. Reason why? This is the Trump that just bombed Iraq, or Iran. Not even 2 days ago, they posted cleaning the debris in a war that was not his war, in a war that was unprovoked, in a war that Iran did not start. One early morning, we call Israel finished striking Iran. Poor Iran tried to fight back. Then great America of all nations that everybody afraid of, they even support Israel to go for it. But they themselves join inside the war and use their state-of-the-art jet bomber that everybody afraid in the world to go use it on small Iran, whereby Israel also fighting small Iran, tiny Iran. So
uh,
if,
I
if
don't
I
know.
was if I was to face the Nobel Peace
Yeah,
Committee in Norway, Norway and Sweden, I would tell them and say no. These are my reasons. Somebody will argue that Gaddafi and Obama killed Gaddafi. Yes, Obama planned that he was going to invade. Okay, and
all
he
right.
did. And if let me tell you one reason why Obama also got, I think, I don't know whether it would have been, I would not Bin Laden was there before he got it or it was after Bin Laden's death, but I think the death of Bin Laden under Obama, that one of the things that the war felt safe at that time. So that's one of the reasons why. But I was still trying to draw the line between whether the Bin Laden thing happened before Obama got a Nobel Peace Prize or he got it before the Bin Laden. So, but if in either case, I think that's one of the reasons why the world would have seen the need to give him the Peace Prize. But now,
No,
not unless
right,
Trump.
right. Let me tell you the reason why I say he should get it.
Mhm.
Trump, that war, that the one you talk about, that he bombed Iran by saying he bombing that nuclear facility. No one got killed when he did that. But what he did, he saved Netanyahu from the destruction that his country was. So after he did a bombing, what happened? The 12-day war stopped. So he actually saved Israel from more disaster from Iran. Okay. The reason why I say Trump should get it, the Nobel Peace Prize, these so-called European they came up with, they sat here for 3 years, they went along with Joe Biden to start trouble in Ukraine and Russia. They backed Ukraine and Russia. They didn't want to talk to Putin. They put all of these sanctions on him and they went full blast. They came up with a nonsense group called the Coalition of the Waiting that decided they would arm Ukraine to still get the people continue dying, but they're now waiting to talk to Putin. So come Trump, you may hate him or you may like him. Trump now, what he did last Friday by inviting Putin, giving him a royal welcome, that when two giants meet, it becomes everything people want to tune in to find out. Journalists from all over the world were going to the American embassy, getting visa. Though the amount of journalists that flew over to see what would be the reaction. Trump came back, said Putin agreed, and he agreed with Putin that they should end the war. This so-called coalition of willing from Europe, the European war market that don't want the war to end. Yesterday, what happened? They all ran to Washington to go sit down and listen to what Putin had to tell Trump. And then they came back and said, now we're waiting to work alongside. There'll be something. And we'll dive into it. So I think Trump, if this war ends, he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. If he stopped the city fighting in Gaza also, he must be given the Nobel Peace Prize because the European who want to continue the nonsense war now they're on Trump's side. You may like Trump, you may hate him. The crazy guy deserves the Nobel Peace Prize if he stopped the war. That's what I think.
Yeah. Okay,
Amen.
then it's good that
And equally so, the Congo war has been going on for years. Trump have some impact on it. So let's give somebody the
Yeah,
credit
yeah,
for
yeah.
what.
You see, no, I would not argue that he negotiated a peaceful settlement to the war between Rwanda and Congo or the M23 group. But
Yeah.
the thing here is there is interest. You see, no, there are other wars that go on everywhere. I mean, going on in the world right now, but Trump got time for them because there is no interest. You remember the Zelensky Trump meeting that ended in fiasco. There was this deal that they were supposed to settle, and Zelensky apparently were not willing. And so that whole meeting ended in strong warning that you're playing with World War II and three. Okay. So there is still some interest. Now the Congo Rwanda war, the two countries. America is planning to send most of the major companies to operate in those two countries, especially in Congo, where they got all the rich minerals. So you should know there is something there. Trump is not this generous guy who want to see peace around the world. If the guy want to see peace, there was no reason why he would have bombed Iran. I still say that there was no reason because why he didn't bomb Israel.
But Linford,
Wait, let me just make a
let me
point.
hold you
Because
there. Let me hold you there.
if he wanted peace, why is it that Iran, I mean, Israel was the first to go bomb Iran, and then when Iran replied, then he went and bombed, then he Trump went and bombed Iran instead of bombing Israel too. Because if you're two children fighting, you can't go punch one, two of them fighting equal hand almost, then you go punch one, and you fall nine, and leave the other one standing. It's not fair.
Yeah, but the nothing fair in the war, the man just saved Netanyahu because Israel going to be destroyed. He just saved Israel, did a funny bombing, and then the next day, what happened? That 12-day war ended. You see, so I mean, the reason why I said the guy deserves it, if Ellie Johnson can finance the war, civil war in Liberia that everybody knew of, what happened? The first female president of Africa, she got the
Yeah,
Nobel Peace Prize.
but you see, the Ellen Johnson thing, I think it's very controversial. But you got to also look at it that yeah, she financed the war, and some
She
people
did.
people fought the war. So the people who fought the war, they're supposed to be liable for greater responsibility instead of somebody who. So it means that if when the war was fighting, most of the boys that used to go to the war front when they can't, then somebody get their food to eat. So all the people will go. No,
No,
you
so
know,
all the war mongers. I mean, I will say I think Trump should get it. If he's managed to stop all these nonsense kidding that happening, then why not? Let
yeah,
him get it. Nobel Peace.
we hope we can stop it. So but guys, this is important Liberia discussion, and this is what we do here. We got diverse views on issues, and even if you came into Trump, I say, my man, let me tell you one thing: you're not supposed to be bumping. This same Trump guy, you remember there was this war where they were trying to move Assad from Syria.
Yeah.
One early money they making from nowhere. They want they bomb Syria again. The same thing, just to put threat and fear in them. So you go around because you the big brother anytime you get be when you see somebody grabbing, slapping, you pass. No man, nah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
But
So,
again,
but it is where it is in the war. The war is very unfair. The thing is, the reason why I say the guy should get a war is, our daughter, welcome to the show. The reason
Thank
why I
you.
say he should get a war, Europe, that's this particular Europe, they refuse to even condemn Netanyahu. They backing fully. This very Europe, they also decided to support Ukraine, but not considering what the Russians were saying. They've been arming that will sacrifice the Ukrainian to go die unnecessarily. Will give you the arm. They keep pushing the narrative. Will continue giving you the arm. What Trump did, he look at something and say, okay, say you guys don't want to stop the war. If you want arm, you buy it from me. Let me money all of you. And Europe decided to do it. Then he look at the whole thing and said, but now the arms you're buying from us, the Russians still going. So it means it's not doing anything. If the level at which Russia going, they will end up taking the entire Ukraine if we don't stop this nonsense. Because we're selling arms, these guys they still advancing. What does that tell you? That's why He decides to look. I mean, let's call this nonsense of the fighting stop. And then when he sent his envoy to Moscow, imagine he said, "You're going to give Russia 50 days," and then he brought it to 12 days, and then later Putin said, "No, let me call your bluff. Let me." And when the Russians explained their side of the thing, Trump saw something different. He said, "Okay, on this note, I think we can stop this war." So he called Zelensky. He called the other war mongers. I mean, George Galloway called them the seven dwarf in Europe that just one war. They live in Europe. How simple is it to call Putin and say, "Look, let meet and have a discussion"? All along for the past 3 years, they refuse. It have to be this guy, the Christian man said, "No, let's stop the thing." So the Christian man deserve the Nobel Peace Prize. That's
Yeah,
what I
it seems that it may seem like our people here in Europe refuse, but they didn't refuse. Paul, let me tell you one thing. Putin is powerful. Putin is right next door here to our man there. So they ain't a boy guy. So Zelensky challenged a guy with the backing of America. So the rest of Europe say, hey, at least we all been afraid of the Pugumeya. But since one little brave boy see that he can take on him, and America will be backing him, okay? So we'll do everything now to pass through the brave boy to get the guy off our back. You see it? So that's the whole trick. But we can continue the discussions after our musical break. At that time, we share the show. Padori, welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Can I make a few comments before we do the musical break?
Yeah, sure. You can make a comment.
I'm concerned about this particular topic that the brother was just on, fortunately.
go on,
The,
Padre.
my observation in the whole thing, Donald Trump is the best president. You see what happened, the the people, the European, the Western Europe found a puppet that they can use to destabilize Russia. That's the reason why. And the old man who was the president at the time in America, he's the most dangerous and traitorous president America ever produced. That old man,
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
Yeah.
So, people always say Donald Trump is crazy, Donald Trump is this. Donald Trump is a businessman. No businessman want war. No businessman want war. The reason why sometimes Donald Trump takes side with some of the warmonger is because of the political propaganda is so heavy to a extent that if he didn't at least give some leverage to them, then they will ostracize him because he will not remain in power forever. He will move from there. They will ostracize him. So that's how he can sometimes listen to them, but he does not go along with them, their ideology. So that's all I can say in this thing here. This
And
particular war, Donald Trump will stop it. And I'm so glad that this entire Western Europe be doing behind Donald Trump to surprise or to help their award that they created, along with the former president of the United States. But Donald Trump is not giving them credence. So for that reason, the war will start. That's what I can say.
I think Padre, you spot on. This the thing is that Donald Trump really liked Putin and Putin liked Donald Trump. So they have a gentleman agreement. And if you watch the clip that when he invited Putin, look the way he welcomed this guy, clapping for him. That alone was playing on the mind of these so-called warmongers in Europe. They didn't like it. But now
No,
what can they do?
absolutely. Absolutely.
You put them together, they care for Russia and pinning them so much that they want this thing to continue. If you keep hearing them, they say we want security in European security.
Who
America,
created insecurity? Who
give,
created
we
insecurity?
just want your backing to have that backing so we can continue. Let's continue this fight. Let's sacrifice Ukraine. We want that security. For Christ's sake, as a leader, when something in your yard, you know it's not right, you have the telephone number. Great Britain is a big country in this world here. Take the telephone, Putin. We need to talk. This is European matter. Let's get there have a dialogue. They refuse, but they want the war to continue. And Putin keep
You
telling
know,
them,
Paul. One thing that I really admire in the last conference between Putin and Donald
Trump,
Trump is this: Donald Trump were going to Alaska with one notion. You see, they must stop the war, they must ceasefire now. But when he got there, Donald Trump himself been saying it. He said, "Look, yeah, the war should not have even started." He told Zelensky, he said, "You're trying to play with the World War III. The war should not have started." So when he got there, he brought the topic out, ceasefire. Russia told him, I'm not against the ceasefire. I'm not against the stopping the war. But here is the point. Let us approach the root cause of this war. Then when we solve that out, any ceasefire will hold. But if we wouldn't approach and solve the root cause of this war, ceasefire will only be few hour or few day or few month, and the war will start again. Donald Trump is a businessman. He knows that that statement is logical. He said, but then to hell with the ceasefire right now, we're going to the root cause of the war. And I'm calling Zelensky, you have to accept some condition in order for the peace talk to come.
yeah.
So because the puppet can't able to go before Donald Trump alone, he contacted the warmonger to follow him. They're angry, they're really, really angry, but nothing they can do.
So
Linford, if you can remember, Linford, I said it last night. I said if God didn't bless us, the people coming bring unnecessary World War III on we the poor people that are in the Europe will suffer for nothing. And I said it one time.
Yeah, but that's what they were heading. So
Linford,
before we go to any musical break, and then
go to musical break, we'll get back there.
Before we divert to Liberia, we'll take that musical break. But yeah, end this thing here. The root cause of the Ukrainian and Russian
it will be discussed.
That root we'll finish here, then we'll take the music. That root cause back in 2014. It was Obama time. Yeah. They overthrew a government in Ukraine by the new Nazi supported by the West. And then what happened when they brought this Zelensky and other Russian language was their national language. They changed it to the Ukraine, and then what happened? The Donbas region that have the Russian speaking people. There was a serious fight. A lot of them died. And in follow it, so the Russians are saying, let's go to the root cause. So the places that then I need to show this, put the map up. Maybe it will help. You see this Luskan, Donetsk, all of these places that is highlighted here these are all Russian speaking area. So this area, Russia not going to give it back to Ukraine. Zelensky can go up and calm down. The coalition of waiting, they can go up and calm down. Even if they have a referendum, all of these land, you see, they are all Russian-speaking people. They will prefer being under Russia than Ukraine. So when Trump said there will be land, so if you look at the very top of the screen, that small little thing you see, Russia occupied, that's the place that they will give back. But the big area here, that 20% of this that have been taken, they will not give it back. The Russia would not give that land back to Ukraine because they are all Russian-speaking territory. They would not give it back. So this so-called coalition of the waiting, they can go up, they come down. Russia will not give it back. And guess what? That the Donbass area of that is the richest part of Ukraine. When you hear about the deep Trump wanted, it's now under the Russian control. So don't you think that Putin and 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 Donald Trump had a discussion that yes, the real earth mineral you want is not in our possession. We can do a deal with you. So it's not going back.
Even the Westerners make a comment on that. They say
It's not
the
going
reason
back.
why Donald Trump agreed to this, he said because he want to have a gas deal with Putin. But they get able to voice it all publicly and attack Donald Trump on it. Because when you do it, the whole thing stops. So anyway,
So that just you can look at it.
Power, and then World War III will not go on. That's what I can say.
So Linford, look at it from that analytical point of view. They're not going to give that place back. So this guy will do business with Putin. The war will end. Zelensky will not get that place back. So this so-called coalition of the waiting, they say they want to put boots on the ground to be a peacekeeper. You're part of the war. You've been supplying. Then you want to be a peacekeeper. If you hear them saying they want 30-day ceasefire because what Russia have done, they depleted their arms. They want to get out that window so they can come and bring in more arms for the fight to continue. So that's what Putin told them yesterday. Say he rather get the war stop than to say, oh, let's do temporary ceasefire. Then one person build up a advantage one person. So we're going straight to the peace talk. They're not like
Okay, but I want to look at it this way critically.
okay.
Trump is not going to remain president forever. So the same way Joe Biden started this war with the Europeans, and Trump he's trying to reinforce it. Yes, and the Russians have taken a very good portion. That land, those areas you see, if you compare all of them, the modern Liberia, those areas are all people too.
That's it. But don't you know Ukraine is bigger than most of the Eastern European countries?
So if Trump is no more president, and the Ukrainians say we still want our land back, and they go with the backing of the Europeans, and they go and engage Russia again, what do you think will happen?
Yeah, World War III.
So it's not World War III. They don't have equal strength equal to Russia. And this is why they've been struggling. That's why they keep asking America, give us, be our security. Be our, and the Americans, they know, you see, look, Linford, this is strength past strength. If I get strength equal to you, I'll be very careful. Because one, America is a nuclear arm, it's a nuclear nation. Russia is second to America in terms of that. So if these two people fall, when they say when two elephants fall, who suffers the grass? This so-called Ukraine, coalition of the waiting around here, if they had that power, they will not be calling America for security. So they don't have it. While they're sitting now, just imagine when the war started, they said, oh, Putin was getting arms from Iran. You are doing their thing depleted, they're killing their soldiers. Then in the end, the man who you killing, he keep taking land. How can you be killing me? They are be advancing. Think on it.
Is it a man importing soldier from North Korea?
North Korea. And what they fail to realize too, the Russians have their own allies as well. China is there on the other side. North Korea is on the other side. Remember too, they get a BRICS nation that support Russia. So all of these things, if you look at it, if they had that strength, they were going to finish Russia because they get this scapegoat to use that will keep giving you arms, will keep giving you arms, we can't do nothing. You remember when Britain decided to use their weapon, and they call it the Stone Shallow. Then the American allowed Zelensky. What the Russians did, they just did one little thing they call Orishnik. From that day, they never used that shallow again. It was the end. that if you keep poking, will coming for you. So they don't have the strength, and that's because they don't have the strength, they will always be weak. And if the Russian keep advancing, they were not using drone before, but as long as the Iranians showed them how to use it, they started doing mass production. Every day they're producing over 1,000. And this is the country that, I mean, they don't have that power. So it is where it is. Even the next
You know,
person
you
come. And
know,
in Europe, when they fight war in Europe, when they seize your place, you don't get it back. Check your history. That's how you know Spain and Britain fought. They when they captured a rock called Gibraltar in Spain. Today they own it. The Spanish can get it back. They always gain when you're fight, they take, they don't get it back. So that land will never go back to Ukraine. And as they keep, and what that security thing they're talking about, Russia will not allow Ukraine to be as powerful before. It would not happen. It will be in a negotiation. It would not happen.
let me
That's
let
the
me
fact.
yeah, let me give you one short information I got from the Ukraine quite recently. One of the opposition we coming up with some statement. One of the political leaders were coming up with propaganda against the guy who is there now. But you know what? You know how they describe the man? They describe the man as a Russian spy. And some unknown guy went and shot the man, and he guy. He got seriously wounded. Right now, he's in the critical condition in Ukraine.
Yep.
He's a Ukrainian. And you know who is that? The former president of that same Ukraine who turned opposition. That's the man he shot and crippled him like that.
Yeah. So that, I mean, Padole is
Because that man is a businessman. He said, look at the war, I don't see any sense in that, so we should stop it. In fact, this man, a time as far as we need to go for election and blah, blah, blah. He said
yeah.
some.
And to our viewers,
And that's the man.
to our viewers, this is the land that been captured by Russia. And all of these places you see here, they're all Russian speaking people. The Russian will not give it back. These people will stick with Russia, they're not going back. And this is the fact. So Ukraine can go up, they can cry wolf, they do whatever. That is to become the new Russia. So Russia, the new map they're going to draw, this will be part of Russia. They're not going to give it back. So
Even they say, okay, let's do a democratic ways and go for referendum. The people there
they will move, they will not go back.
They will not let you go. They will vote. They say no, we're not going nowhere.
It just finished. Ukraine just finished. They
well, one that other former president was overthrown by their Green Revolution. The men have to escape to Russia. The Russian KGB can take the men up.
Yeah, but he was from the Russian speaking group.
Yeah.
That's why they went behind them. They
it's
killed
a Russian
them.
speaking language.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they removed him. When we were getting ready now to go against Russia, that's the thing that they did in Obama time. Anyway, let's go for musical break, then we'll come back.
Yeah, so to our viewer, if you just joining us, just your thumbs also know so we can know where you joining us from. This is the bottom line discussion where we have our own views and the way we see things, we discuss it in our own way. So Lympha, that's the end of the international scene. I think it is where it is. We move to Liberia to conclude on this. Ukraine will not get their place back, and that's the bottom line. Trump.
Well, I can say that Ukraine will not get those places back for two reasons. One, the citizens that live there, they are Ukrainian. I mean, they are Russian-speaking Ukrainian. Because when I look at the map, it's very close to Dnipropetrovsk, and I have been there. And even in Dnipro, it will speak Russian. Okay, so the people living under Russia, they will not want to go back. They speak Russian. They will not want to go back to Ukraine. And then the second reason is that show the map again, Paul, please.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. If you look at our map, you see where you see the word Ukraine. So you see the Dnipro River. I've been
Mm-hmm.
to that place. The Dnipro River is flowing all the way into Donetsk. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, so you see Luhansk, Donetsk, Zaporizhia, and then you see Kherson, you see Crimea pipe been under Russia for a long time. So all the places, that landmass, the people not willing, if you take down the map again, will be okay. The people
Yeah.
not willing to go back under Russia. And when I was in Dnipro, I have my business partners there. Dnipro is one of the former Soviet Union biggest industrial cities. That city is huge with factories, abandoned factories all over the place. No job, nothing. So that part of Ukraine now that Russia has taken, you think those people want to go back to Ukraine and go suffer? No. So they would rather want to stay under Russia, where Russia might open factories and provide job for them, and everything is okay. So those are some of the reasons why uh, Ukraine will not get those places back. And secondly, we call it spoils of war. If any country invade Great Britain, God forbid, and take London, before you get it back, you gotta fight half for it. So
Exactly.
if the Ukrainian want it, you gotta fight half for it again. But guys, I think it was good. We all gave our views on it, and we can only hope for the better that Trump will use his ingenuity, his business tactic, and negotiation skills to end the war, and that the rest of the world will be at peace. Because in one country, you see, Ukraine is the one of the largest producers, in fact, the largest producer of grains in Europe. Okay, so since this thing happened, the prices of flour, the prices of grain related food stuff have gone up. The flours, bread, and other things. So the sooner the war ends, the better it will be for the people living in Europe and the world at large. So we're going to transition to Africa, Liberia for that matter. And but just before we do that, we take this very, 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 very quick uh, pause, and then when we come back, we'll be bringing you the rest of the story on the Portland and Liberia discussions for the night.
Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. The spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
You are welcome to the bottom line Liberia.
You are welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia discussions. Just in case you just joining us, we want to say welcome. This is where we discuss the issues. I'm sorry I can't see some of your names, but if you're joining us, all you do is just make a comment and say, "Oh, my name is Paul Brown. I'm watching from Pluto or Saturn or somewhere," and then we'll give you a recognition. But however, we still want to say thank you for being with us. We see Randall Bertha here, Philip Katie is always here, of course, and Ire Poppy Boakai. This is the first time, Ire, maybe you've been here before, but just in case this is the first time, I want to say welcome to you and be our guest here all the time. We come on every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, and 9 p.m. Central European time. So you can join us and be our guest. Paul, take us to Liberia. Tell us what is cooking. President Joseph Numa Boaka is in Japan attending the TCAT summit. Let's see what's happening there.
Well, that's interesting. So they think this the whole thing about boycott trade now is causing a lot of controversy in Liberia that people are not happy with what he has done. So we start with one of the political leaders that even criticized boycott of his action, and then this is what happened today in the newspaper. Government delegates, you see, delegation of the world to Japan, and guess who? Taiwan Gonglo criticized Burka, said this is unnecessary to take all those people with him, 27 of them. And those 27 think about it, the amount of stipend that they're going to receive, each of them. I mean, sometimes there was a very president that criticized the former president George Weah that he was traveling a lot, taking people all over the place. So what happened yesterday? He criticized and he doing the same thing. So this is what Kevin Gonglo and others now saying, no, this is
Yes.
this is
And
completely wrong.
the other day I made a podcast and I was like, what happens to people when they are out of government? And what become of them when they get in government? Is there something in government that can make people to change? Because we all, including the President Waka, they criticize George Weah for taking people on trips. And again, like I said the other day, the Unity Party government tried to make some people, some of us, to look like hypocrites. Because we all criticize George Weah, right, for the wrong thing he was doing. And then you come by, you start to do even worse than George Weah. So when we talk, you put us in a position that will become like, hypocrites, that will praise George Weah when we condemn him yesterday. And it's all because of what you're doing. If you people had done better, Joshua will remain the demon that we thought he was yesterday. But if you try and begin to do more than him, or even worse than him, then now you try to make us to make him the angel when we already condemned him yesterday. See? So this president, he was very vocal when it comes to governance. We all condemned we are for flying private jet. The president had done it so many times. In fact, he's still doing it. We condemn Joshua for taking huge delegation to simple occasion where he could send a deputy, the vice president, or any of the key ministers. But he himself will go with huge delegation. And some of us, we have been on presidential duty before. I know. I traveled with president many times. And I know when you go to these hotels, some of the hotels you go to, everything is free. The food, the drinks, everything. We used to enter a bar, the mini bar, so now 2 times a day. And those are expensive things, all going on government budget. See, so especially a country like Liberia, and you go into a trade talk, okay, and then from the TICA, you go to the expo, you carry that huge delegation. What are they going to do? Today, I listened to Daniel Sano, the Deputy Minister of Information for I think, Public Affairs. He was there trying to justify, the other minister will do this, and this one will do this, the president delegation will. You didn't know that the president George Weah delegation were also comprised of ministers who were supposed to do certain things that you are trying to justify today. So, when people are not in government, they will talk. When they get there, they do the worst. I remember the definition of government that Milton Tiache, the former information minister, deputy information minister, then minister proper, and then also Sano County senator gave one time to the press when he was when the interim government was on. Milton Tiaji was representing Unimo K. Oh, the boy used to get Joe Moluwa Hatan at the information ministry. Okay, every day you blast Taylor, you blast. So Taylor said, Joe, come, I will make Milton minister proper. When they made Milton minister, after 3 months, we hear nothing. So one day, a press conference took place, and this Friske Serena Piggy, he asked Milton, so everything okay now in government? He said, hey, Bukari, you don't know. He said, government is like what? A big house in the middle of the town. The house that belongs to everybody, but not everybody can go in that house. You all work to maintain the hall, you can brush around it, you can paint it, but only a few people are privileged to go in. And those people that go in there, they're the only person who know what's happening there. You also, or the people started enjoying all the kitchen time, but you don't know. So when you're in government, then you know what's happening. So I think this is what happens to people when they get in government. Look at the Darrell Dillon, the man who was condemning people all over the place, the man who was supposed to be like to be shining. I saw him, I put a picture out today. The man said I was big plate of food in front of eating. So everything the government is not in the trolley again, it's not in the drain again. So God, there is something about power that when people ascend to power, they tend to be different from what they thought they were originally when they were poor or when they were not having power.
You know,
So I
you
think
know,
that
before Padole come in, Linford, sometimes power has a way of doing its own thing. But then if you don't have an agenda for a country, you don't have a clue how to govern. This is where you get. I'm being honest here. This our president. He was just lucky that early picking to be vice president. But this Papa, he just a storyteller. He does not know how to manage anything. I can say it for a fact because if he have gained from Ellen, he would not. This guy who criticized we are, he would not be doing what we are done. The reason why he was given this opportunity, process because of his age and his service to Liberia. He's not coming to be that flamboyant person. But then, to our amaze, he surprised everybody. That Papa want to travel the world. Guess what? The places he never been. This is, oh, thank you for making me president. I will see the entire world before my 6 year end. This is the situation that Liberia faced with. If he knew that he came to rescue the country, the war he used rescue. That war is key. That things are bad. We're going to rescue. He will not be traveling because I remember during the election in Liberia when we were campaigning, people told us that the late president of Tanzania, Joseph Barker, was going to be that one. He was going to be there the late October. But he fooled the people. This is exactly when you don't come to power with agenda. This is what you do. But if you have something in place, structure-wise, I'm going to take Liberia from here. By 2024, Liberia will be here. If he had that, he'll not do what he's doing. Remember, the Papa told you around wheelbarrow and he ended around $1.1 million car. Remember, this is the man that said government job not for boys that we are here referring to it for men. The men in there, he behaving like a boy. So what does that tell you?
Yeah. Can I come in?
Part of the floor.
Thank you. To be realistic, you know what happened? The thing that can stop this kind of attitude of our presidents and things then is because some kind of nonsense thing in our constitution, clause in our constitution saying that when somebody is in a leadership president, whatever he do when he leave power should not be prosecuted for it, unless he has been impeached. When he's impeached, then he can be prosecuted. That nonsense clause came in our constitution when Samuel Doe then was yearning to become a democratic elected government. They knew they did a lot of nonsense things to people. So when they were, transitioning from the military rule to civilian rule, they set a committee to go sit in Bon County to prepare a constitution, to do some amendment in the constitution and come up with this kind of nonsense clause. The best way, this kind of bullshit that Joseph Barker and Joe Weah did, and even including Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, going lavishing money. But Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, most of her trade going from here and there, she brought some money or credit to the country. She even fired her to weigh up the debt that the country has. So at least she did something. But this old man here is confused. He doesn't know where he's going. He doesn't know where he's coming from. He had no clue of any international contact. And look at the kind of group of people that he's taking and putting behind him. Ask, for God's sake, all the people that are behind him to go to these places. Ask any of them. Say, look, my friend can't sit down and tell her how you can negotiate with international business people. None of them don't know. Including he very upset. He went and sat down in front of Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a businessman. Instead of coming over business technique, he thought part of history. You know, so these are the kind of leadership we have. But the only thing that will stop this, that's why I don't even like to talk about this thing that they kind of flamboyant things that the wasteful spending that our leaders are doing. I don't like to talk about it. Is be dependent on one nonsense thing in our constitution, one clause in our constitution to say whatever you do, when you leave the power, you should not be prosecuted. That's why you see Joe, we have to take going from one end to another, free of charge. Otherwise, you should have been arrested long ago to be investigated. But the people are not doing it because of that one single word in a clause. So let the Liberian people get together and stand frankly and ask for a referendum to scrap up that clause in the constitution. You will see they will behave themselves. All of that for anybody can. If the person don't have feeling for the country, he will do the same thing what this old man is doing. Because he know fully well that nothing going to happen to him when he leave the power. So we all need to start advocating for that clause to be removed from in our constitution by referendum.
Well, until we can have a referendum, and it is the government that can propose a referendum, though. But
no, the citizens have a right to do it. Liver. Citizens have a right to request for it and demand the government to approve.
Yeah, but you can request for it, but it's you have to go through the lawmakers because the referendum.
That's what I'm saying. When citizens revolt,
I agree. I understand what I'm saying. It is the government at the end of the day, even to fund it, that government. So all the citizens say, yeah, we're going to have a referendum. Where does the money come from? Government says we don't have money. What can you do? You're going to go tax people. Who's going to be at it? So all these things go through the government itself. So that's the point I'm making.
I do agree it go through the government, but when people start putting the
okay, at the time we are ready with our governments, any government that comes, any president that comes to power who is ready to run a referendum on the kind of thing, on changes in the constitution, that the Joe government was willing to do it, and that's why they set up the commission, the election commission. I mean, or the group that was supposed to do the constitution, the constitution commission headed by Amos Sawyer. Because if the government had not agreed to it, it was not going to happen.
Yeah,
even though the government
that was a junta leadership. So
that's why they put money in it for. But let's go to the next one, Paul.
So this is what Tewon Gonglo said. Waste of public money. He blasted the government. I mean, there's hardship in the country. Schools going to open now. People don't even have money to pay their children registration fees. Some people have been that for the past 8 months they have not received salary. But wait a minute, here we go. 27 men delegation to what? Japan. For what? That you not bring anything back. This is the point. Because remember when the old man took over, the first trip, some business thing, he went to Texas, and then he went to Georgia, and then he went to South Korea, he went to China. We're still waiting. You see?
The Rescue Rambo estimated that within the 1.5 years, the government has spent over $7.something million on foreign travel. Okay. But the same Rescue Rambo posted here today, and I'll read for you. Say the government of Zambia has just released a statement. Vice President Mutali Nalumango will represent the president of Zambia and the entire country at the TICA now in Japan.
In Japan, yeah.
From our country, Liberia, about 40 people have already gone. Now, the 40 people that have already gone, they include our ministers, the president himself, and all key ministers. And I saw Daniel Sano today trying to justify, like I said before, that the other minister will do this, the other minister will do this. No, listen, we are in a virtual war. We are in a world. Even if the president is coming, you can carry a sizable delegation, and then you because you already have a plan. Like Paul said, if you don't have plan, you get problem. So if you have a plan that you attend that meeting, and that meeting they didn't call the president and say come tomorrow. We haven't taken account tomorrow. No, that's long time. Make it 3-4 months ago. So you make a plan. The key things that you want to talk about, the key people that you need to meet, the people who are involved, you have all of that. We know no, and then they can say, oh, we not carry the important minister. Every minister in Liberia is important when it comes to something, and when it comes to that ministry. But if it has to do with business, investment thing, the commerce minister,
Yeah.
very important. The probably the national bank governor, okay, the justice minister, those are key people because the people want to know the rule of law in your country before you can invest. So, but you can't put all the people behind you and carry them. You know those are the key people. So you go with your sizable delegation, then you start to make silent negotiations. Say, look, who is the commerce minister here in Chipre here? Okay, I want to have a silent discussion with you, maybe even 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, I'm the president of Liberia, you are the commerce minister here. We'll get in contact with you. My commerce minister will talk to you, and probably just to put it that way, that the commerce minister could make a follow-up trip after this trip. Okay, so you go take 40 people, hey man, even if you young people they carry what's talking bottle, you still spend more money. You buy a dapper to change them. Okay, so you carry grown-up men, and the grown-up men also carry, and those are getting 40 people in government. But the people send their small, they send their girlfriend I had 2 weeks ago to go prepare the ground for them. Okay, so you see, a lot of money. Even if you're giving the people $1 every day, that's $40 per day, and then you pay in a hotel. Then if they spend 10 days, 40 times 10, that's $400 right there. That means you're giving them $1 a day. Then you spend 10 days, give them $400. So can you imagine? So, I think the government will have to cut down on their spending because any people that you go into, they're not stupid people. You go see that you start acting sorry for begging. Yeah, you start begging. Then the people look at the size of your delegation. They say, but wait now, there's a story about good and God. Good went to God, you see, me and children went to God, they say, we're looking for medicine so we can be able to jump high. God said, okay, lady, okay, lady, you go eat and sleep, swing in the morning, we'll talk. Swing in the morning, go and children still swing in the morning, they start jumping around God's house. And I go and join in through on the horse. So God said, but wait now. And the people who can look for jumping medicine, they already jumping a day. You're not to jump, they want to kind of for jumping medicine.
Okay.
You'll go back. Then you carry that kind of huge delegation. The people say, but these people got money. If you can pay all the people away and bring them here, then you
But
want
but
us to
but,
help
but,
you.
but Linford, because the president budget, they have it there for him to travel. And they come and do another budget now. So the money that they get, they need to finish it. So they got to get all of these people to finish that money. But then the hospital, this is what I say, if you don't have a agenda for the country, this is what happens. The hospital don't even have paracetamol for Christ's sake. Think on it. A lot of fire incidents are happening like bread. Ambulance,
You see,
fire truck. Why you
uh,
can't spend the money on it? You got to take that money to
You,
finish it.
you
Then
even talking about fire truck, Paul. Wait, talking about fire truck. Say fire extinguisher. If
well,
guys, I forget say the
okay.
mansion, they get a fire extinguisher there. Trust me.
listen, what happened, Paul? When we continue talking about this thing here, some of us will get pressure, the pressure will go. I don't want to continue this topic. So basically, because
Not me. I take your pressure over somebody who enjoy. We just
yeah,
talk.
solution to this kind of situation is simple and clear. Is to put something in the constitution that when you come into power, you misappropriate the government fund. You can be president, you can be minister, you can be whoever, you will be fully prosecuted.
Padoreo, do
If
you
that
think
is
the
not
criminals,
happening,
do you
if
think
that
the
is not
criminals,
happening,
you expect the criminals to change it?
yeah, but this the power of a nation is in the hand of the public. If the
All right.
general public know, you know what happened? The problem of our country is our very self. The people that are there, they not even care about this kind of nonsense thing because they no follow where that the point of the matter, what can really get me annoyed is this: the citizens that are supposed to be focused on this kind of situation, they are there to supporting this so-called criminal. You
No,
understand what I'm saying? So
that's
they
the
are there
point. That
focusing.
what
But let
Leku
me let
was
me let
telling
me tell
you.
you, Pastor, let me tell you one thing. In our lifetime, not me and you lifetime, you see that happening in Liberia. I just told you that it is the government that can sponsor the what is it say?
Referendum.
Referendum. We cannot change any. No, you can bring all the people like on the street. They demonstrate 1 million year. The government are willing to do it, or they will not do it. What Liberians should be praying for two things for now. The mindset of the people should change from accepting poverty as part of their life. I'll tell you something. The Liberian people, they have accepted, they are come to the point where they accept that, okay, we got to be poor. It's just part of us. That's why they make the poor
They even
decision.
hate you because you're successful.
Look,
Yeah, listen,
guy,
let me
guy,
let my talk.
Yeah,
That's why when they go to vote, they make the kind of funny, poor decision. They know that the people that's stupid, they know that who they are electing is not in their interest. But they already made up their mind that we didn't care whether we suffer or not. We didn't care. Okay, at least let them elect a person we know them, we elect them. Okay? And such of people, their mind already made up. What can you do with them? People stupid. People like Taiwan Gonglo King, people like Cummings King, 2 times these men have been running. What? Then you go look at somebody who was in a failed government for 12 years. Somebody who was a vice president for a failed government for 12 years. You go electing simply because you say you get 45 years experience, or
you get experience now, you play on them.
he the person you all know. So the kind of people. Sometimes, I can reach a point where I get tired talking for the Liberian people because we get wasting our breath. These same people here, tomorrow be election, they will go start voting for Bwaka.
You talk about tomorrow.
Right.
Just yesterday,
So
the vote that took place in Nimba. What happened? Yes, it is a typical example of the mentality of the people.
you know,
Huh?
you guys said something, and Friday is going to be our discussion here. Liberia, there's a research we carry out. Liberia is the second country in the world with low IQ. So
Yeah.
that means, in reality, we are stupid kind of people on earth. That's our discussion on Friday. So
Yeah, but the
if
first country is this country, Haiti.
no,
We are next to Haiti.
it's Nepal. Nepal is the first country. Liberia comes second in terms of stupidity in the world.
Where you left Haiti?
Haiti not part of it. I said Nepal. Nepal is
Oh.
the first, and then Liberia second. That will be our discussion on Friday. We'll go deep down into it. Why we can make stupid decision in Liberia that, oh, you know book, I know book, I will put you there. Because no sound person with common sense will do that. Only stupid person will do that. Oh, if you know book, we'll put you there, you run a country. Think on it.
Yeah, even when you die, you in your casket, we will vote for
We'll
you.
put you there. Anybody with some man with it, they make up pacemaker, they sell it in election, it's not presidential material. Say, oh no, even he agree will vote for him. That means we are stupid kind of people. So that was discussion on Friday. Why is it that we make decision based on stupidity, not based on logic? That is Liberia problem. Until you start, and then the very people that will do stupid thing, this is what they do. Oh, We voted for the old man. You for yeah, the old man do the bad thing. When I talk politics now, left wait until 6 years to remove him. What made you think you're removing? So when a stupid person would think that kind of way that oh, because I voted this man, I made a wrong mistake, and I'm scared to say that I did something stupid. Oh, let year 4 hour on, 6 years come, we'll move that person. That's the luxury of Liberia. And to find that it's not only in Liberia, it's among us in the West, in the diaspora. So something about us we get, and I agree with Henry Costa one time he had a podcast say Liberians are stupid kind of people. And if you think on it, what he meant by that, now it makes a lot of sense. We are stupid kind of people because our decision making, it's not normal. You get a point I'm making.
Yeah, and Padole keeps saying we should change the constitution, that part of the constitution that gave immunities to former government officials, or the president, and yes, that we should, we must, and we have to, but it's not going to be now. And the only time that will happen is when we elect a president who is not part of the. Let me tell you, you think people are stupid? People already know that it is government, like drug government, that can make them rich, that can lay the barrel for them and their family to become rich. So if somebody is running campaign to become president, you think people are stupid? They know what they're doing. They're spending all that money because they know what they'll get. So you don't expect people like that to do it. So the only time, the only thing, the only way we the citizens, because the power is in our hand, like you said, and that power that in our hand is not only about us demonstrating, it's about us voting rightly. So the people, if the Liberian people really want to change, you gotta go to referendum because government will start that process. Government will say no, we don't want to do it because they know that they know your intention that you want to change certain things that will not be in their favor, right? So the only thing we the citizens can do, which is very peaceful, smooth, no sweat, that you can say no threat to Yebua, no threat. Is you go in that ballot path, yeah. I would have had problem if the election commission were some people in the parliament and say, oh my man, we need you marking, I'll have problem. But then why it's easy? Like you don't go in there. You go, and I John Brown would not be president for 2 years or 6 years and I get food to eat my children in school, John Brown.
You meet a leaper.
All the time talking, sorry, man, sorry, I got some noise.
We're hearing you, but later on you got muted.
Okay, so like I said, it is only through the ballot box. All that referendum thing we're talking, government will KSQ, we get money. So to call everything short, Liberian people, you are not stupid, like we think you're stupid, or like many people think you're stupid. We are just peaceful people. So all the hala here, to call it short, we have given CDC 6 years, Unity Party 12 years in a row, and another 6 years, 18 years of your life that is going. The years are going, the days are going, the minutes are going, the hours are going. It's not coming back to you. Your children are suffering. It is only you. Instead of saying we're going parade, we're going and demonstrate, and the government know that you want to change something that will not be in the favor of the president, they will not do it. So, and like I said before, if to say the election commission or there's a law that when you go vote, somebody will be sending one police sending by to see who need you marking, that one will be bad. But then one that your say. Let me put it like Broadway, that our own sense can decide. If you know you've been suffering for past 6 years, under one government, and they see government want to come back, they bring new talk.
See, but you see,
they say, Churchill say, first food is not a food, but second food a damn food. Because it get like the woman, I can't allow the woman, a pregnant woman. When the woman pregnant, I run away, I go. I stay there, the woman deliver the baby, beat, and come back again, I can't lie the second time. If that woman agree again, then who you blame? That mean you blame or that woman. See it? So the people that they pregnant you're born the baby, you're suffering with the baby, they run away, they come back again and lie to you, then you're ready, you agree again. That one when you're suffering now, nobody more will be inside. So you all should make the right decision.
Yeah, okay. To be honest, this topic, what we seeing here, everybody's seeing the same thing, but there's no changes. Could you imagine quite recently in Nima County, the guy who was in the House of Representatives for 13 years or more, never do nothing. Even chicken kitchen, he never even pay for the community. Even though he's not his responsibility to be kitchen, but he never put up any single document to say that this is the one that the government need to do for my citizens, for my constituencies and things. Never do anything like that. They go vote for the man to be senator to give the whole country to him. Could you imagine that? After that again, the person that he grab in hand, he say, okay, this is my favorite candidate. You vote for this. You go and vote for that one again for representative. For God's sake.
But Dolly, don't care our topic for Friday. I told you say we're going to look at the stupidity of our country on Friday. That's it. That's the point I'm making. Look,
And
the
they
most
will hate you. They will hate you
people-
simple because you have you have progress. That is the country we're talking about.
live for a
Somebody
Dolly.
progress.
In every society, who are the most sensible people? And are the mothers?
Yeah,
The mothers.
yeah,
Because they bear the burden of the problem in the home.
yeah.
But guess what? They make the damn stupid mistake. Then they later on say, "Oh, somebody told us to do this." That they don't have. So if it just show you that was it, we shouldn't spoil it for Friday because Friday will be very interesting. What makes us to be so stupid? We're going to discuss that on Friday. Something is not right with Liberia. It's
No,
not a
absolutely.
decision. It's just a complete nonsense that the person who feel a problem go and do the obvious, and then they say, we don't know because somebody told us. But you bearing the crunch of the problem, so we'll look at that on Friday. Look, the issue here. Let's move this issue here. We still on this. This is another thing. Another article. This one from Front Page Africa. The country depend on aid. U.S. cut their aid to Liberia. The president traveled with 40 people. People have not taken some office have not gotten salary for 8 months. School coming open, businesses closing. The drivers for these USA, they were drivers, they were cooks. All of them lay out. No more jobs. They didn't get money to pay school fee for their children. School coming open. This is the hardship that increasing small businesses. People can't buy, they're closing down. All that one, the Papa CA, his budget is so thick, he gone Japan unnecessarily. Living large. When $850 pair of shoe, when you're young boy, the shoe he didn't wear. Yeah, but you just think on it. How crazy this could be for 86-year-old men to behave like this. That is now the country feeling the impact. Then
Again,
let me tell this before you come in. Let me tell something else on it. The young people taking drugs because of the hardship. Guess what happened? The DEA boss came up on one of the how they call it this, their weekly news, and said even government officials selling drugs. So young people taking drugs. So people now decided the citizens that now decided in their own community they're going to clean out. So they're going getting rid of ghettos. They're taking the law in the vigilante thing that is happening now in Liberia. This is a government a key to power say kush was their number one priority. Makes place of everything. Don't have no agenda. The whole country is Complete shamble. Guys, that's what Front Pay Africa is telling us.
Yeah, let me come in, please. My first comment on the vigilante issue, based on my security background, vigilantes activities in the country is now a good solution to anything. It will more problem than solving it. Vigilante. So innocent people can be victimized in that kind of vigilantes or movement. But when the government is lazy, you see the vigilantes are taking control. That's why that caused today Haiti had turned to dust because the kind of situation started in Haiti, vigilantes. Then community they start arming themselves to say we're protecting ourselves. Things turn upside down. Right now the government is nowhere to be found. Even the law enforcement officers is moving on the street, moving with more car, weapon, no peace. Innocent citizens are suffering. Vigilante thing is now a good solution, to be honest. The government need to step in to stop that vigilante thing. The only way they can do it is to give those that are responsible for protection of our nation, give them equipment instead of taking the kind of huge amount of money and unnecessary people to go to this country here, Japan, just to go see the skyscraper and things, then the waterfall and things. Then that's supposed to be stopped. Wasteful spending is supposed to be stopped, and concentrate on the real thing that need to be done to protect and defend the constitution of our country and our citizens to be protected. Vigilante is not good. We all saw what war day in that country. When the thing turn upside down, every community have their own security is a big problem. Is a recipe to disaster. That's my advice on that vigilante issue. You see, I continue to say, and I will always say it, like our Wapo said, if somebody coming to power, you don't have no plan. These are the end result you can get. So what can the Liberian people do to graduate from this kind of mess that we're in? Because the women will not be able to do anything proper. Absolutely. If you see today, everybody confused, the guy know where to go, the guy know nothing to do. It's because the entire government don't have no plan. So that's what I can say. Let the government, let the citizens at least get themselves together to continue to put some pressure on their lawmakers and things then. And because the lawmaker then, when they get them one bag of rail or $50 or $100, then they go sit down and knock glass together and drink beer or drink, go to Hataisia and drink Hatai. You know, all this kind of nonsense there.
So Lincoln, what you say, this is the situation that the country face. The impact is getting greater every day, huge.
You know, there is a saying that if you tell the child people only pankana and people only, you say, oh, people on that pankana, and say no, only on the shell and not on the sea. Then the child go lay the rock, the pankana on the rock and break it. Blah. The people scatter everything on the sea. If people had told Liberian people, no, do not elect this woman. And no, let me be very frank with this. Let me be very fair and frank. President Bouaka may not have very bad intention for Liberia, but the woman is just weak and tired. So these young boys, and I've always said it, it's my view. I may not be right. During the election, I said it. Those young boys, you can't tell me that the Unity Party boys, they see Joe Bouaka as the god in a party. No. But because they know that if any of them stand up, they will not have the vote to win. So they use the old man who has that charisma and the support of the old people and everybody. So they push him. And the old man is just like the oil and the water. When you go soup, you put real oil in it, the real oil can come to the top. But under there's where it. So if you go, if somebody want to eat a soup, they go take it oil. Now yeah, the oil eat it. But under there is where they meet everything. The real oil kind of oil. So they just keeping Bwaka at the top as well. The president under there is where they are operating to get rich. And those are the guys that will just some of them were just deputy ministers in any government or were just directors or some nominal guys. So now it was their opportunity to come and push this old man to the top while the whole world is looking at him and they're doing what he can do. So if the people in Liberia had not elected Bwaka, they will say, oh, the mayor, that was the Jesus Christ that was supposed to come and save the world or save Liberia because the mayor, he been in government for 47 years and he was vice president, this and that. But God also made it possible that they elected him. Now it's time for him to prove himself. He can't prove himself. Taking 40 people, the number is conflicting. Some people say 27, some people say 20, some people say 40, some people say 23. But when I take 10 people say to the ticker, that's too much. And this government has failed in so many ways. If you look at the government, every time they're attacking CDC, CDC is no more in power. Again, you are the man now in the town. The first man now in the town, the man is no more the man. You the man in the town, Tago get in the town, instead of you protecting your citizens from the Tago, you say, oh, that man are in the town before, he's going to protect Tago. He's going to protect the citizen. So then why are you there for? That other man not there again, but are you there now? So you see, these people, they are failed, they got no plan, they got nothing to do. So they'll do anything. And that small businesses will be complaining.
Yeah.
This is the worst thing to happen. And this is a sign of inflation. Trust me. You can do anything. But that waterside market you see, that dollar market you see, that real market you see, that's the hope of the people. If those people begin to complain, my friend, you should know that there's a big problem. The government is looking for money all kinds of way. To this point where when you send money from here, from Europe or from America, you go to Liberia, they will tax. They will take huge amount, I don't know how many percent. All kind of way they're looking for money.
Yeah.
This government is collapsing, but again, they say when the belly goes sweating, you can see because of the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Lawful,
Let push on.
let me bring a thing to you. They're looking for the money every corner to lavishes because the money that they're getting, they are not using it wisely. Look at how they're using the money.
Yeah, but how they use it is not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that they
Yeah,
know how.
but
So when they get it, how they use it is
who will
another
fee
thing.
for them?
Or how
For
do they
me,
get
I
it?
can fee for them for that.
My focus is
for
on
them.
how they get. My focus is on how they get the money. How they use it is another thing. But they do not have money. That's the focus. That's the fact. They are broke. So how they
Right.
use it is their business.
So I'm gonna drop something here that he said. And just when you listen to this, they'll move on to the next topic.
I can tell you that I come to work not with friendship. I have friends, but there is a clear line of demarcation between friendship, family, and managing. With the experience that we come with a country that celebrates 176 years, and with the life of our people living below the poverty line, I don't think we come into government again to start thinking about our family, to start talking about. I think we come there to make sure that we give the Liberian people hope, and I'm committed to that.
So
That was 2 years ago.
that was
That was
2
2
years
years
ago.
Yeah.
He came to give the Liberian people hope, and he committed to that. This is
No, Pisada. Let me come in for Pisada.
yeah.
He said, we are not coming for our families. This is a guy who was just celebrating his wedding anniversary. Go
You
ahead.
see what happened. This old man here is just a con artist. To be very frank, that's why somebody speak, I don't listen to it anymore because he talk rubbish and he doing the opposite things. He said good thing when he was coming up, but soon he get there, he turned to different direction. The reason why he's doing that is they, as you said, Paul and Linford, the people that honor him, they are the most crucial, gross, corruption people that never, some of them never even have a single bedroom for themselves. But now, look at the LPRC managing director. Immediately, the very month that appointed, what he did, he started building someone a massive place to he place there. So he parent their house. So these are the kind of people that running our country right now, along with this old man. And the old man you're not going to change some of these people down. But he is a hand in the cookie jar.
So, Linford, you hold it. I played just a reminder of this man, King to serve. When you come to serve the people, you not be taking 40% to Japan. And whereby be depending on USAIDA, the cutting, common sense, experience, they cut the thing that you're depending on. You'll not be carrying 40 people there. Because they cut it, you'll be thinking about, oh, my salary, because I came to serve my people, I'd rather be hungry than my people because they say leader eat last. But in Joseph Barker own thinking, leaders eat first. The people supposed to eat. He's supposed to be the father. He's the granddaddy of the land. He is the grandfather that will sit down and tell stories that we all listen to. Yeah, good story. So he's supposed to be the one eating last.
This is your president. This is your
Yes.
president. You know what he said? There will not be any time for friendship. Who
Yes.
was the list of Sylvester Grigsby?
It was a friend, a classmate. He brought Gloria Musinska, who murdered a colleague that were accused, that were charged of murdering her daughter, free her, and gave her position. That his friend. So this man, he contradicted everything. And I just want to put this before we go to the University of Liberia. This is the arrest agenda. You see something they get there? This was the one before they modify it. They get agriculture, rule of law, education, sanitation, and tourism.
No, I think it's still the same.
It's still the same. They just added developmental thing on it.
Yeah.
It's still the same. So why am I pointing this out? This leads us to this. The reason why I brought that one out, it leads out today. University of Liberia report massive failure in 2025. How to call it entrance exam. Linford, talk to us. It's your university. I will not privilege to go to LU, so talk to me.
I remember, right? I remember when I told the University of Liberia test. I told you earlier on in 1982. Yes, I was just about to graduate. I had 3 exams: government exam, University of Liberia exam, and my school exam the same week. So I actually did fail. I failed in the University of Liberia entrance because my focus was, because it would be shame for me to sit there in the classroom from 10th grade with my friends all the way to 12th grade and fail. So I said, well, my focus will be on my school. Then government exam, that me and my classmates then will go take government exam and fail. That one, LU, nobody know what I told LU entrance. I registered by myself, I went there. Okay? So I didn't feel totally though, I feel only math. But this University of Liberia placement and entrance exam has always been something like this, where students will fail. And the reason why students fail, I don't have the total reason, but I think some of the contributing factors why students fail in this government exam is that nobody can take note for early entrance. They bring something they call mock exam. to prepare you for your government exam in your school or even your school exam. But early entrance, nobody can give you note for it. You don't know what coming. Okay, I don't know how I say now, but during our days, we're talking about in the 80s, nobody knows what's coming. So we always expected a B4 in math, and then English, the essay writing, and the multiple choice. So you go and do your best. If you pass, fine. You won't pass, fine. And one of the reasons why, compared to now and then, one of the reasons why students used to fail plenty is because the standard set at the University of Liberia at that time to cut down the number of students. Remember that we have the University of Liberia as a government or university.
University. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Continental as private. So almost everybody coming from government school who come from poor background that now go to Continental. There are only two universities in Liberia. So they will make it standard high so that they will cut down the number because if they make it easy and everybody pass, they can accommodate and it will cost private.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So they used to make it high. But now that there are a lot of universities, small private universities, and even the University of Liberia itself has 3 campuses, I think the standard is even much lower. But the educational system in Liberia now, I would say, I think is much more diminished, much more lower. Because I got in my own family, I got people who are college graduates that can hardly construct or fitting sentences or fitting. So what do you think about people who are just coming from high school to go to university? There are people from high school coming taking the test to go to university that cannot write, that cannot, you know, so it's difficult. And I think one of the problems that a university is also faced with that will make these students to fail is that they, they just want to make sure that they keep up to that standard. They stay set the standard high. So you cannot do academic.
But
Okay, let me
Lincoln,
come in. Let me
Whoa,
come in.
whoa, whoa. You
Dolly,
cannot do the academic way to enter.
hold on.
Yeah, you cannot do the academic way to enter. So if you cannot make it, you cannot just make it.
So,
Yeah, Paul,
Lincoln,
what you want to say?
yeah, the standard should be high
Yeah,
because this is the number 1 university of the
of
land.
course. Mhm.
Now, what happened? The reason why I brought this one into picture, they have the thing that they call the West African examination. Our time they changed it now to wire or wax or something in Liberia. About
Yeah,
60,
our time it was Wyatt. Now it's I know Wase or what.
so about 60,000 kids went for exam. I think only 7,000 passed. Just recent time. So that means if we put this up here in this arrest agenda akin to rescue Liberia, education is the 4th one on their list. It means education should be prioritized. This is why if you prioritize education, the students should be prepared when they're going for entrance to be for a high standard university. Up to now, LU still have the high standard. But they have make it a little bit, they relax it in a way so people, but this woman, she's a foreigner. Said no, a university as such, one of the oldest in Africa, it might have high standard. So they give for exam, people fail. Massive failure.
And I was saying, something, do you know? You should remember, or you should know, if you didn't know, that as of now, the standard that this woman said will continue. And this woman is the wife of my former workmate, Sibo Mapanya. That's why she got a Liberian name Mapanya. Okay, that's our Bonkante wife. This woman, the husband and I worked together at LRCN, or LCN, Kids FM for several years. And she was working at a university in America. So this is nobody's small potato that you just play with. It's not one of those people that they appoint from Liberia who can go and settle for it. This woman is fighting for repetition. today, if she doesn't have a job at the University of Liberia and she goes back to America, they're going to ask for her CV. And if they see that she has been compromising on her CV, she has been compromising, she cannot get a good job in America anymore. This is not anybody's little girl that they will just find from Liberia and a point, and because of partisanship. So she's going to, I trust that one. The husband myself always talk. And I've always told her, I say, if you can give the woman one advice, let her keep her stand up. The job at the university, if she cannot keep it, if they cannot meet her, she can go. But let her keep the stand up. So the University of Liberia, I can promise you that that standard will always be high as long as this lady is under, or the university is under this lady. And
yeah, let me come in, gentlemen. You see,
come in. I want to say something about
education. To get a solid education, you need time fighters, the relevant equipment. Most of the university here, they give people the tools to study with. We don't have all these things there. They start from the grassroots of our educational system up to the highest level. All are nothing but guess. Today, Liberia was one of the best places. People used to come from everywhere to come to study in Liberia. In the 70s, in 60s. Why? Today, when you say wire, nobody passed. University entry, nobody passed. Because from the grassroots level, from the kindergarten to the high school level, all are nothing but nothing. You know what happened? I have two of my sons in Liberia. One graduated from high school. I tested him. I said, "Can you please give me an entrance statement? Because we want you to go to university." He said, "No, Father, I don't want to go to university. I want to do this trade study to go to be an electrician and this and that." I said, "Okay, I agree. But can you give me a statement, entrance statement, or to establish a complete sentences and send it to me? Let me look at your future planning. Give me a story." The young man could not make it. You understand? My own child, I know, he won't make it. So, and this is the man, as the whole time he was going to school, that was not government school though. I was sending him to private school. Zero. So that's a system we have. So the government said that they're coming to ratify this kind of nonsense that's happening in our educational system. Look at what he giving to educational sector. Look at what he put there. Okay? And to be realistic, until they can do proper reform of our school system, forget it. The people will always experience this kind of situation continuously until some of me are agree. That's what I would say about the education. The rule of law. No, any people go to Japan, they say they go and look for investor, or they go and look for this and that recipe. But fail to realize that they don't respect the rule of law. Who will follow them to come when you not respect the rule of law? Even those that people say that they come to Liberia to do some business with some of the Liberian, they are being duped. They got nowhere to go to. The executive branch and the legislative branch, they are in classes with the judicial branch.
Okay.
Physical evidence, just quite recently, one the previous Chief Justice were retiring to leave. No, the Speaker did not turn up. The Pro of Temple did not turn up. The President did not turn up. The Justice Minister did not turn up. That they're having a serious crisis. The judicial and the executive and legislative.
I already told you. I said the government have no agenda. So Linford, yellow wrap up. When the
Well,
country have
I
great
think it was
relative,
good, guys. It was good being here tonight. And for our viewers, we got one new person here that I think I just saw for the first time, Chuku Flomo. If you say I want to say welcome, this is the Bottom Line Liberia Discussions. So welcome. We are here every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, and Central European time, 9 o'clock. And here we discuss the issues with our favor, uh, fear, and partnership. We can discuss and disagree with each other. We got different way of thinking. We don't our master that program the same way, and that's what makes the program interesting. We also talk what we know, and whatever we say is our individual opinion, not the platform's opinion. And also, we do not inflate anything. What we see, that's why we make reference. Whenever we discuss any issue, we click and show you the reference, whether it's from the Daily Observer, from Front Page Africa, or wherever, international news, we quote the BBC or all people, because we want to make sure that what we say is genuine. We are not fabricating anything here. So if you have the opportunity, you can join us coming Friday. Paul says it's going to be tough. We're going to be testing the IQ of Liberians. And, when we talk about IQ, I've been defining IQ. IQ is intelligence quota, actually. But there's a way to calculate. You can calculate your own IQ. Look at your mental age and your chronological age.
yeah,
Then you multiply them and divide it by, you multiply them, your mental age and your chronological age, you multiply the two and times the result by 100,
Yeah.
then you IQ. So, you can know whether you are intelligent or not. and
Yeah,
and
but,
measuring IQ does not, it has nothing to do with education. So don't tell me, oh, so they
absolutely.
got a master's degree. No, that bullshit.
it's
Education
a
can
common sense.
the most uneducated person can have very high IQ.
Yeah,
And when you have low IQ, there are signals that that can show you. Because you see, like anybody say anything, you believe it. There is no way that you can think for yourself. You are
that,
very
but
easy to
then
fool.
those for our topic for Friday. I keep
Yeah.
saying
So
it.
I just laying the bad driver.
Yeah,
So
all right.
Friday, if you want to be part of the discussion, you can join us at 7 o'clock Liberian time, 9 o'clock Central European time, 8 o'clock UK time. And we're going to be here in full. I'm hoping that our colleague Francis Mensah will be here. And Francis, wherever you are, we want to say, we still remember you. And guys, anybody has a closing comment to make before we
Yeah,
wrap up tonight?
yes, I
Yeah,
do.
I
I
just
do.
want to make a quick announcement for Padoli. Next week, Friday, which should be the 29th, we'll have Dr. Sherry joining us on the platform. So for another conversation,
All
I
right.
spoke to him. So we'll have him back here and we're going to critique him good discussion. But next Friday he'll be here with us. So yeah, Padori Flow.
Yeah, thank you very much, gentlemen, for allowing me to be here tonight. To be realistic, we all need to pray. That is my personal Christian statement. I pray that we all have a good and sober thinking. Like the IQ is just a common sense. If you lack of common sense, then you make no good decision for yourself. So you will only be a follower of the people view. So let people be positive thinkers. They will think for themselves. They see things logically and think that way and behave that way. That is the best way our country will graduate from this kind of situation that's going on. Because don't just follow people blindly. Follow people based on why you think you can get all of them logically. So that's why I can tell you, Lebron people, gentlemen, let all pray for our country. That country is going down, he's dying slowly, slowly, to be realistic. If you are think about dream, talk more time, I know nothing because I was still a teenager. But from trouble time to present, the way the country is declining is very, very scary. Let me be realistic. Very, very scary. And also, my last comment is this: the vigilante people, government, please, you step in and stop the vigilante activity. because vigilante activity can result into insecurity for state. Because every community take their that step to say we're going to protect ourselves or we're going to take the law into our own hands, then is a recipe to kill. And we saw that for so many years. I hope the government will step in to stop this kind of thing. That's what I can say. Thank you people very much for allowing me here. Possibly have a lovely night. Mr. Linford, have a good night. I wish to be with you guys on Friday.
Right. On that note, Padole, thank you to and thanks to our viewers for being with us. On Friday, we're going to dive into why is it Liberia is the second country in the world with low IQ. We'll be diving into that. And also, we'll be looking at something that we have forgotten about, it being in the news, about the it will Liberia qualify for the MCC, how they call the Millennium Challenge that they won. They're supposed to get what the $500 million. Will they get it? There's a report from the State Department will be looking at that. So we're going to dive into that, and we're also going to go back onto this president travel on Friday, and then the last topic will be the third option for Liberia to avoid CDC and Unity Party.
You can be too definite. You don't know what might come out. There might be more important things.
It will be more important, but that's something without anything. But those are the third option. Why should we be looking at Unity Party and CDC? Why is Joseph Newman Burka the most experienced person copying the Buka dancer? So you get a storyteller who is Joseph Burka, then you have the Buka dancer who is George Weah, the entertainer. Why are we Liberian looking at those two people? Is there about time that we look at people with managerial skills? That will be our topic for Friday. So join us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have a good discussion on Friday. So, Linford, so I'm going to say it was a great show. We can, what you say, and then play some kind of music and go home.
Yeah, Paul, to add to what you just said, if the thing that I have to tell the Liberian people is this: if they continue to
Padole, that was topic for Friday. That's where you gave your message to the Liberian people.
All right.
So, Linford, on that note, you get any music to send her home, or you want me to play anything?
Just set up music. After my closing comment, then you can send us home. But I want to say thank you very much to all of our viewers that follow us. If you're here for the first time tonight, this is the Borderline Liberia Discussions. My name is Linford Egon Kua. I'm here in Norway. Padol is in London and Manchester and Manchester, right?
Yeah, Manchester.
Okay, and Paul is in London. What's the name of the place, Crowley?
My place is Croydon.
That's a small Africa.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's not small Africa. This is the city of Croydon. It's not.
That is Congo settlement. I used to go to London.
But Picken is a small Africa, isn't it? Picken.
When I was in South Africa,
Picken in London.
But it's not Picken, that's somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm saying Picken, when you go to Picken in London, everybody speaking Yoruba.
No, before Linford conclude, Peckham, he found a lot of Sierra Leonean and Nigerians there. That's why we have Miata Famole, the local MP. That's Peckham. That's Sierra Leone quarter, though, so that's somewhere totally different.
Okay. But anyway, the biggest place I know in London, now if you put me in London, the biggest place I know Victoria. At least I can't lose in that area there, my area. But guys, I think it was good. We did touch on the war in Ukraine, and we hope Donald Trump is going to do his best using his business skill to be able to convince Putin and Zelensky. And in my own view, I feel that war should not have started in the first place. It was just because certain people influenced the whole war, and now Trump is trying to reverse the whole thing, and we hope he's doing it, even though there is some underlying interest. But there's no good way or no bad way to have a party. You can have the party in your backyard as long as people go there to enjoy. That's it. And then we also talk about the president of Liberia visiting Japan or in Japan on the TICA or conference. But it's not a bad thing. A lot of people might carry bad impression. We're not condemning the president for going to TICA or the country for being represented at the TICA, but the fact that you will carry all a bunch of people behind you. You see, the thing here, you can't be looking for money. I got my rest kitchen and hunger in the whole village. I don't know get rest in my kitchen. Then you come in to beg me. Then you bring your whole family, your uncle, then your auntie, then everybody behind you to come beg me. So you think I'll just be willing to just throw my rest or open my kitchen and see your claim there? No. When you're doing something, you should also put yourself in the shoes. Let's say that Liberia get help to give to Japan. Then the Japanese president come in, he bring all the chicken to us. You think it will be no, let us yeah, man. So sometimes the president, you're supposed to know that we're going to beg. That whole trade, I know that trade, because that trade comes from, you got to display. I heard the information minister, deputy information minister, talking about Liberia or Kerewa, I know art and craft or some stupid thing you're talking. I'm just laughing. You put on technology, you talk about carry art and craft. You go get somebody, some kind of force face.
But these are
in a world of technology where you go, you display what you can do to help the world. That's only way you go show
inexperienced people. So what do you expect all of this?
You carry the bastard devil.
The bastard devil face with the gamma C on the face. But anyway, guys, it was good to be here. We'll be here on Friday. I hope you get our music cue. Take us home. And we hope to see all of you guys. It was a nice Tuesday evening here from my end.
Yeah. Good night, everybody, and have a good evening.
Teddy Rider. Teddy Rider. Baby girl, my baby play me Zaga logo, because she never told me the mogo. She gave me koto, she treat me like one in photo. Now she won't get inside my photo. She gave me koto, she treat me like one in photo. Anyhow, my friend, I get her Zaga logo. She gave me koto, she treat me like one in photo. Ma, you know listen, ma, oh. Baby, no listen, ma. Ma, you know listen, ma, oh. Baby, no listen, ma. Because no listen, ma, oh. Ma, you know listen, ma. Ma, you know listen, ma, oh. Baby, no listen, ma. Me, I want all the girls when they be cassava. Eh, now you never choose a no. Now not because I let you must do me tabata. Eh, your beans you cooking now wonder. Sweet and money, they let me where in London. Where I get it, I mean baby, where you come from? She won't follow me, go see mama. Waiting, give me that sugar, dodo. She won't follow me, go see mama. Waiting, give me that sugar, dodo. Waiting, give me that sugar, dodo. Now here all the girls wanna know. Waiting, give me that sugar, dodo. Now here all the